morning. Welcome to Ambi Marie Knits, episode 103. My name is Amber. Welcome to my crafty channel where I'm going to talk about knitting and sewing. A lot of sewing today. We don't have as much yarn stuff, but we got a lot of acquisitions, so that's cool too. You can of course always find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Ambi Marie Knits. Today is Friday, May 9th, 2025. We're not going to tell you what time it is because I have a lot of stuff going on today. So this is like, I just woke up 30 minutes ago. That's fine. It's going to be a fun day. So we're going to jump in. I do want to say thank you everybody for joining. I do appreciate you. The prize from the winner from last week, that has been in the mail. Hopefully they get it whenever the post office gets there. They do their best, but we all know they're a little bit slower than normal, but that's okay. So finished objects. Yarn-wise, none. Sewing wise, lots, but we're gonna do the yarny stuff first and then we'll get into sewing. Works in progress. Okay. Bag made by me. If anybody wants one of these, I have another one. I made two and it's giant, as you can tell. It's a nice sweater bag. So in this bag, I have my Blur Cardigan by Sarah. Yeah, S-Knits on Instagram. This is done with all sorts of yarns. I haven't got a lot of knitting done this week. Like I said, I've been sewing a lot, but I have made progress on this. I have no idea where I was at last week because, you know, I'm not very good at putting in progress keepers, but that's fine. But look at this. I am actually on the last color. So colors. First one, Lily Pad by Crafted by the Fates. It's Malabrigo sock, a girl in her wool, pretty twisted heart-shaped box, Malabrigo sock, me, and this last one you can barely see is Treehouse Knits. So yeah, I'm got some issues. So I know I messed up on the amount of rows because this one goes by how many rows you're doing just to do the fade and everything, and the fade looks great. Like I like the fade. The buttonholes, there's one, but then there's one. Like, do you see the, oh, that one's poked in the wrong side, but whatever. But here to here, so like I couldn't put the third one, yeah, I put this one in here. So here was one, and the next one was supposed to be like right here. That obviously looks weird, so I put one here, and I'm going to make it a little bit longer, I think, and then I'll probably like add a button. I don't know what I'm going to do. I will make it look right. I'm not one of the buttons cardigans that much, so it'll be okay regardless. But I was hoping to get the body of this done by today, but I didn't because Hyper focused on other things. That's right. I'm going to get a lot done on it today, I think. So we'll see how that one goes. For sure next week, I'll be on the sleeves. Maybe even have one sleeve done. That would be cool, but we'll see what happens. So that's that. Then the other knitting project I've been working on, back by me, is the Ripple Bralette by Jessie Made Designs. This one I did put a marker in. I was about there. Didn't get that much done. Not a ton, but a decent amount. This yarn is Arcania Haskell Sock from Mad Knitter Yarns. This is one of the samples I'm making. So yeah, that one's been fun. I need like a nice little mindless project. My hair is always fun, but this is like more fun. Probably should put it up, but nah, it's fine. So that's all the projects I've been working on that you've seen. Haven't touched the baby dress because I'm just not into that right now. That'll be something I finish like a week before I need it because that's how life goes. Did cast on some new things and then realized that timing and had to cast on more new things. So this is kind of dipping into acquisitions a little bit as well. So I started a chicken. Now, there are multiple chicken patterns. They all have good sides and downsides. The main one, of course, is the Emotional Support Chicken pattern by Annette Carcino of Knitting Trail A. I love the stripes on that one. But for the pattern, I actually use a pattern that's called Chicken by Tracy Carrier because the tail's solid. Like, you start here, 2 short rows, and then knit flat, and then this way. So that way you don't have to take the time of sewing the tail together. So I started a chicken. This yarn is one of my acquisitions. This is I just had it. You know, I moved stuff to make room for this, so I lost the tag. This is Karen Cinnamon Swirl Cakes in the colorway Yes. I don't know. I had it. I lost it. It's fine. But I do like this yarn. It's soft. It's round. It's a very round. It's acrylic. I don't know. And I like the colors. So I started Emotional Support Chicken, but started Emotional Support Chicken for a baby shower gift on Saturday. Could I finish this today? Theoretically. But I've got a lot of stuff going on, and I don't want to have to stare at a pattern that much. And with this one, I do have to really look at the pattern, even though I made like 12. So, instead, last night, I cast on an Emotional Support Little Chickie, which is by Annette Corsino, because I like the big regular chicken pattern, just the plain chicken pattern for the regular chicken, whatever. But the mini chicken pattern is great. Like, I really, really enjoy that pattern. It's really well written. It's fast. So I made the belly, because that's the annoying part. And this yarn is also the Cinnamon Swirl Cakes. I made a chicken at this previously. I don't know the colorway name. I didn't prepare for this very well. Sorry, y'all. But that is all the knitting. Like, that's it this week, because sewing's been a thing. So we're going to kind of jump into yarny acquisitions, and then we're going to move into sewing after that, and I'll show you some of the things I have gotten done this week. Other acquisition, another Cinnamon Swirl Cake. This one is the colorway Mai Tai. I think that's Mai Tai. I don't know. I like this yarn. I like the colors. I like the way it stripes. I like using that for chickens because it's a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about the changing colors or anything, and you can get some cool looks. So there's that. Other acquisitions. I might try and put a video on this. I took one, but I don't think it was a great video. But I got in the case to my electric eel wheel. Sorry with the glare. So, this is by the Spinning Siren. There's their logo. It's a 3D printed case. Okay, so you've got, sorry about the noise. So, attaches here and here. And I'm just excited to be able to be more portable with this. And look, there's my e-spinner. This is the 6.1 electric eel-wheel from Dreaming Robots. Some little extras it came with, so I got some pretties there to go with these pretties that Andy made me. There's that. This has a drawer that I'm not going to be able to pull out. Like, you have the battery pack in here. So yeah, it's pretty nifty. And I will be starting a project soon. We're not going to put that on. That'll be too noisy. Because I did mention to y'all that I was going to be doing like a spin it to knit it thing soon. I haven't quite figured out the logistics on that, but I have the fiber. So I'm going to be making a grid gambit cowl for Emily at Fangirl Fibers. And look at the fiber she sent me. Isn't that pretty? So, yeah. So this is going to be split up. I am not quite sure how I'm going to spin this yet, but I'm going to figure it out. It's 100% superwash merino, so that'll be fun. I like spinning merino. And then this will be the color to go with it. There's your cricket. It's just dark gray. So that's going to be a grid gambit, which we all know how much I love making those, so I'm excited on this. Other acquisitions, speaking of Fangirl Fibers, everything's Fangirl Fibers that you haven't seen. I got this. This is her One Hit Wonder. This is Steal My Sunshine. And just look at those colors. I was like, I need that in my life. I don't know what it'll be, but it's so pretty, and I love the dark blue contrast with it. It's so good. And then I also got 5 skeins of this, which is Master Gracie on her fingering weight. This is on the 80/20. This is for an epic project, hopefully coming next month. I keep telling you, oh, there's going to be an epic project. Oh, there's going to be an epic project. I have to wait for the pattern to come out. So, keep your eyes peeled. We're going to see what happens with this one. If nothing else, I use a lot of black yarn as contrast to the bright stuff that I do, so having 5 skeins of this is always a good thing. So, and that is everything that I've received. All my acquisitions. Now we're going to jump into the sewing portion. So, I'm not going to show you all the fabric I bought this week, but it was a lot because hyper-focused. So, one of my friends in the 11 Stitches membership, which by the way, that is open till Monday the 11th, I do believe. So if that's something you're interested, go to Instagram or 11stitches.com, I do believe. I'll see if I can find a link. I don't know if I have a link for that, but I'll see what I can do and put it down below. But check that out. It's worth it. I mean, we have Zooms all the time. There's lots of make-alongs. Sometimes we have like classes and events and like with designers and whatnot. It's pretty nifty. And to me, it's worth it, even if it's less than the gas for some people just to drive to knit night once a week to be able to do Zoom in your own home. I don't know. That's just my opinion. To each their own. But I don't know where I was going with that. Yes, showing you what I made. So I bought a lot of fabric this week. Not going to show it all because I'd have to go grab it and whatever. But I will show you the things I made. So this started with one of my friends in Love just membership made the Firefly Tote by Noodlehead. And that pattern will be linked below. So I'm like, okay, that's a really cool looking pattern. I like Noodlehead's patterns. I'm going to go ahead and try that. So I made one. It was fun. So then I made 3 more. And that was fun. And then they also take a long time. So then I started making other little bags. So here we are. And then my friend Andy, Vandy the Knittress, she's made like 10 this week because she's obsessed with this pattern now, which is really fun to watch her. So, in order, yeah, whatever, it's in my hands. So here's one. So I don't have the drawstrings in them yet, but these are drawstring totes. They have a zipper here and a pocket here. Okay, there we go. And then on the inside, it also has a pocket here, and then a drawstring. So, like I said, I only have like a natural color of drawstring right now, and I don't think that would look good with this, so I haven't put one in yet. I gotta go buy some more. But yeah, so I made this one. Actually, I got this fabric from Michaels. It's canvas, like a light canvas, so it was just really cheap. So I was impressed with that one. Michaels is trying, since we don't have Joann's anymore. Michaels is gonna try, see what they can do. But yeah, so we made that one. The first one I made, I'll put a picture here. That one I made for Virginia because it was some fabric I knew she liked. Second one I made is this one. So this was out of a fat quarter of some Tula pink, and this is just canvas I had from Joann's. And then I didn't have enough of my inside fabric for the drawstring, so it's good to have crafty friends, so you know we can shop somebody else's stash. So thank you, Tamara. Inside is that, and then that pocket. So these are, oh, here's the one that actually has a drawstring. So I like the drawstrings on these because that means you can actually put stuff in that's a little bit taller than the bag itself. I've been playing around with fabrics and like interfacing and stuff. So this one has the canvas and interfacing on both the lining and this, so it stands up real solid. This one just has the interfacing on the canvas, like on the outside, so it's kind of squishier. And then the third one, this one's actually spoken. Those two are not spoken for, actually. So this one is spoken for, but look at this one. This is all Tula pink fabric. I even had Tula pink straps. So this fun print, it's right there. The zipper has that. There's the drawstring. It's upside down because that's how my life goes. And then there's the inside. So yeah, this pattern's really fun. I said I'll link it below. There is on YouTube like a 4-week tutorial, so it's like 4 different videos. But Noodlehead does do a tutorial on these. Some of the stuff's a little bit different, like this top band is not something that I'm used to, but it's still a fun pattern and I still do really recommend it. So those are fun, but they take a while. Like I got done about 3 hours per bag by the last one. Hold on, coffee break. Sorry, it is really early in the morning. So then I'm like, okay, now I need fast projects. So I went to just the basic drawstring bags. This one is a pattern by Kandou. I will try and link that one below as well. This is like the first good bag pattern I made that was drawstring, and no drawstrings in them. But look, ladybugs, blue on the inside, and then I actually put the pockets. I usually don't do the pockets, but I put the big pocket in this one. So I made 1, 2 string. Now this one has green inside because that's the color I had available. Oh, I need to snip that. And 3. So I made 3 of these. The pretty ladybug fabric. That is Tula pink fabric. We all know I'm obsessed. Then I made this one. with some froggies that I had. And just has a patch pocket on this one. And then, you know who you are. I finally made this for you. There we go. Look, I even used a purple zipper, and I even put purple on the inside because I know. So yes, I made 2 of these. I am planning on, if I can find some drawstrings for these, taking these to the yarn store for Saturday because we need more bags there. But yeah, I got these done. So this is what I've been obsessed with this past week and why there's not been as much knitting. Because if I've been at home, I've been sewing. If I've been at work, I've been knitting or out and about, yes. But if I've been at home, I've been sewing. So that's that. Now we're going to go into life stuff. This week's been work. Work's been busy. That's okay. I'm supposed to work for a living, whether I want to or not. And sewing. That's really been about it. Today is Friday, like I said. Me and my sister are going to go up to my mom's for a little Mother's Day thing. That should be lots of fun. I'm excited, but that means I'm not going to be home today, which is why I'm recording. Hello. I'm popping in here to tell you about what I did today. I told you I was going on a trip. I went to not 1, but 2 yarn stores, but one of those yarn stores was also a fabric store. So real quick, I'm going to show you what I got, and then video is going to be at the end, so keep an eye out for that. I'm exhausted. That's fine. So, crinkles. I went to it's a fabric / yarn store called Uniquely Yours in Rolla, Missouri. And Tula pink fabric. Fishies. But I found this one. Look. It's the giraffes. How cool is that? And they have a butter ruler. This is as electric looking as you think it is. It is so bright. And I love their label. It is the quilt square with a yarn ball in it. So, really cool. Yarn store's been over there like 20 plus years, and it's the first time I've ever went. So, that was nifty. I didn't buy any yarn there. There just wasn't any that I was really interested. But, as we're talking to them, the lady checking me out, she was like, yeah, by the way, a little bit down the road, there's another yarn store that just opened. They had their grand opening yesterday. They've got all these fancy yarns and this and that. Found out it was a lady's daughter who opened it, which is just really cool. So we stopped by there. Oh my gosh, this store, definitely a boutique yarn store. Like, it was fancy yarns, which is okay. Sorry for noises, they're working outside. But really fancy stuff. It was gorgeous. So there was yarns I wanted, but I didn't have a project in mind. But you know how I am about the fiber. But I wasn't going to get this fiber, and you'll see why I got it in just a moment. But first thing, I'm going to show you the other weird thing I got. So we got some tea. This is Harney and Sons tea. They had a whole bunch of that in there, and we got a sample of that. They had see-through. Oh, that's so loud. I'm so sorry. See-through sticky tape or sticky notes. So this is going to be so cool to put on a pattern and still be able to see what you're doing. But that's the coolest idea ever. So I got that. And then I got some Missouri grown alpaca roving. Is alpaca roving my thing? It's okay. It's soft. I will probably blend it with some wool. I don't want to do it straight. But you know I got this? The color is a medium brown. It is 2 ounces. Would you like to know the alpaca's name? The alpaca's name is Amber. I picked this up and went, oh, I guess I'm buying this because I share a name with the alpaca. So this is cool. It is from Sutton at Home Alpacas is what this is. So yeah, really cool. But that was my trip. So mismatch of videos and stuff. First set's going to be the one in Rolla. The other one's going to be the why can't I think of the name of the store? Oh my gosh. Something egg. Why can't I think of the name of it? And I took pictures, so now I'm going to look at that real quick so I can be like, what was the name of it again? That is so terrible. I'm so sorry. Painted. The painted egg. Painted egg fibers. Like I said, she had hedgehog fibers, and she had lots of others, but they were like really the fancy luxury fibers, which was so cool. But okay, I'm going to stop talking now. Back to whatever the end of this is, and then videos. Stay tuned for the videos. let's see. I'm hoping to get some knitting done because I get to be the passenger princess. And let's see, books. Okay, so books is a little bit, I gotta grab my phone for this. Books is a little bit frustrating for me. So I finished Ruling Second, whatever, the book 7 of the Coclanian series by Victoria Aveline. I finished that. I went to go read the 8th book, and you know what? The 8th book doesn't come out for like 2 more weeks, which isn't a terribly long time, but I'm like, I want to watch it now. I did find another one called Releasing Maldek, and I did finish that. That was, am I gonna pull that up? Yeah, this is fine. I don't. That was just a little short story one about one of the other characters, so I finished that one at least. But that means I'm done with that series until the 21st. So I'm trying to figure out what else to read. So I went back to something else that I already had I'd already saved on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm currently reading Simi. It's one of the Chronicles of Nick. I think I skipped some stuff, but she's one of my favorite characters in that series. And if you read anything by Sherilyn Kenyon in the Dark Hunter series, and I would expect Simi to be one of your favorite characters as well. So I'm reading that. And then the other book, I am going to put a picture of this one on the screen. One of my friends shared this. It's, I guess, a local to her author, so it's a Missouri author. She's a new author for a dark romance. I have not read it. I do not know exactly what is in it yet, because I will finish Simi and then I will start this, but it's called The Nightmare Queen by C.V. Bezold. Probably pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry. Here's a picture of it. So if you're on Kindle Unlimited, go check out a new author. I like to support local if I can. I think that's it. That's all I wrote down on my list. See, look at me actually paying attention to my list. My hair's driving me nuts. That's going to get pulled back here in a few. That's all I've got for this week. So fingers crossed next week I have some more knitting for you. I am going to, start trying to figure out the logistics of recording me spinning this so that way I can do a spin it to knit, because I really just want to do a vlog that has a video of, hey, this is how I spun this, and then this is how I knit this. I think that would be fun. Fingers crossed I can make that work. We'll see what happens. But I do want to thank everybody for watching. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And don't forget, life happens. Yarn helps, because we all know it does. I hope y'all have a great week. And if it is Mother's Day for you and you celebrate, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank y'all for watching.